Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's K-E-S-H-W-A-N-I, Keshwani. We are here because we want to improve our vocabulary. Today is our lesson number 64. The last lesson that I taped, day number 63, was quite some time ago on October 10th, 2011. As I speak today, it is February the 20th, 2013. So it's almost 16 months ago that I did the last taping, day 63, and today I'm going to pick up from where we left off. I want to resume the series, and today is day number 64. Let's see what we have to learn today. For those of you who have been watching previous video, day 1 through 63, you know that these are just words that I have collected over the years, words that show up very often on the SAT, the GRE, the GMAT, and that's what that is. So I have three words here right in front of me. They are not related, they have nothing to do with each other. They're just three words that I want you to learn. So here they are. The first word is an impasse. Impasse is a noun. What does it mean? What does it mean? An impasse is a deadlock. It is a deadlock. A deadlock is a situation where there is no exit, there is no easy way out. There are two parties engaged in negotiation and neither is willing to compromise, neither is willing to yield, neither is willing to submit. And you're sitting there staring at each other and there is no way out. And that's a deadlock, that's an impasse. It's a stalemate. It's a stalemate. The way I put the words in the capital letter, the ones that I think that we need to work on also. So we are learning impasse, but in the same time we learned about deadlock and stalemate. An impasse, as I said, is a difficult situation. A difficult situation that offers no workable solution or exit. A situation in negotiations where neither party is willing to compromise. Let's put that down. A situation in negotiation where neither party is willing to compromise. Where neither party is willing to compromise, neither party is willing to submit, neither party is willing to yield, and that's an impasse, it's a deadlock, it's a stalemate. You can't get out of it, that's it. And standstill. So again, these are these are very simple words, but in case you weren't familiar with them, then we can learn those as well. Deadlock, stalemate, standstill. It should say standstill, it should have a D in it. Stand still. It's one word. And that's what an impasse is. Let's go on to the next word. The next word, as I said, there's nothing to do with these words have nothing to do with each other. Next word is completely unrelated to what we just learned. The next word that I want to learn, the next word that we're going to learn is, that's it, we're done with this one. The next word that we want to learn is mar. It's pronounced mar. It's a verb. What does it mean to mar something? Mar. It's a verb. Mar means to tarnish, to blemish, to disfigure something. If you mar something, you put a spot on it, you have blemished it, you have ruined it, you have tarnished it. You have disfigured it. To deface. Mar means to deface. If you deface something, you have damaged it, you have ruined it, you have tarnished it, you have blemished it, you have put some sort of a scar on it. To damage. And it can be used figuratively or you can use literally. You can mar somebody's reputation, you can tarnish somebody's reputation, you can tarnish somebody's, you can blemish somebody's reputation, disfigure it, deface it, and so forth. Let's learn the next word. That was the word, mar. The next word we want to learn is heinous. Now, as I've explained many times before in the past, for those of you who watched the earlier videos, I have the urge, I can feel the sermon coming on, I have the urge right now to break into a sermon. As I've explained many times in the past, there are 3 levels of vocabulary. Vocabulary that one possesses has 3 levels to it. First level is where you come across a word, you say to yourself, yes, I recognize it, I have seen it before, you sort of know the meaning, of the word, it's not completely alien to you, it's not something that you do not know at all, it is a word that you recognize, it is a word that you have seen in the context before, and you sort of understand it, But if somebody were to ask you what it means, you would say to them, it's very difficult to explain, I can't really articulate it. Well, you can't really articulate it, it's very difficult to explain, it's another way of saying, I really don't know it very well. That's the first level, where it's not completely alien to you, you recognize it, and yet you are not able to articulate the meaning of it because you don't know it well enough to be able to articulate it exactly what it means. Second level of vocabulary is where you know the word, you know the meaning, and if somebody were to come up to you and ask you what it means, you are able to explain it, exactly what the word means. Most of the words that I cover here, these are words that I want to move from my second level to the first level, where the third level, the highest level, which is you move from second level where you know the word, you're able to articulate it, you know exactly what it means, and yet they have not become part of your working vocabulary. The words become part of your working vocabulary. You begin to own the words when you begin to use them in your daily speech, when you begin to use them in your daily writing, without actually realizing that you're using a vocabulary word. You want to get to that stage where you begin to use the word without actually realizing the word ceases to be vocabulary words. If a word ceases to be a vocabulary word, then that's where you want to be. It just becomes a normal word. It just becomes any other word. It becomes just like any other word. These words, even though I know them, I want them to become part of my working vocabulary. I want to own them. I want them to be part of me. Do you understand? Heinous is a very simple word, very straightforward word. Let's see what it means. It means something that is shocking or evil. Or better yet, something that is shockingly evil. How about that? Something that is shockingly evil. People speak of a heinous crime. Something that is atrocious. These are good words. Something that is horrendous. Something that is flagrant. Something flagrant is something that is bad, and obviously so. It is conspicuously bad. Something that is outstandingly bad, conspicuously bad. Something that is outstandingly bad. something that is horribly bad, something that is conspicuously bad. A horrendous crime, a crime that is beyond belief. It is so terrible that people will say, it's so terrible I can't even describe in words. It's so horrible. That is called, that is said to be horrendous, something that is outstandingly bad, horribly bad, something that is atrocious, something that is just conspicuously bad. You understand? As opposed to just an ordinary crime, or as opposed to some ordinary bad deed. Let's move on then. We're going to learn next word, and the word was heinous. For some strange and inexplicable reason, the word heinous that we just covered, unless I made a mistake and unless I did not do a good job of it, it does not appear in all the dictionary. I don't know why. I couldn't find it in one of the dictionaries. So perhaps I made a mistake. I wasn't looking closely enough. Who knows? The next word we want to learn is furtive. Furtive. It's an adjective. What does it mean? If something is said to be furtive, it means something that is hidden. Hidden. Something that is hidden. Something that is a secret. Something that is something that is not disclosed. Something that is not disclosed. Something that is characterized by stealth. The stealth means to do something in a stealthy manner, means to do it in a secretive manner. Something that to do it in a way that's not so obvious to everybody. Do you understand? To do something in a sneaky or underhanded fashion when no one is looking. A related word we want to learn there, a word related to furtive, is the word I'm going to put here, which is surreptitious. Surreptitious is a word that we have already learned. Surreptitious is a word that we have already learned on day number 6. To do something surreptitiously means to do something in a sneaky manner, in a hidden manner, in a manner where nobody can see. You're doing it in a very sneaky, very clandestine manner, very secretive manner, surreptitiously. You understand? Let's put it here. The word is surreptitious. Surreptitious. It means to do something. In a secret or stealthy or sneaky way. When no one is looking. When no one is looking. When no one is looking. Someone tells you they did something and you say, well, didn't anybody see you? Didn't people around you see you when you did that? How did you manage to get away with it? And they will say, well, I did it surreptitiously. I did it when nobody was looking. You understand? Next word. That's it. We're done with the word furtive. From the word furtive, we learned the word surreptitious. We learned the word stealth. It means something that is not disclosed, something that is secret, something that is hidden. something that is done in a very sneaky, very stealthy manner, in a very secretive manner. Next word we want to learn is Clement. Clement, which is also an adjective. What does it mean to be clement? We'll learn the noun in a second. To be clement means to be not too harsh, to be lenient, to not to be merciful. To show leniency, if you are standing in front of somebody and you deserve a punishment, and that person decides not to punish you in a very harsh way, they are being clement. They are being clement. The person is being clement, and therefore the person is showing you clemency. Clemency is a noun. Clemency, which simply means mercy or leniency. To show a mercy or leniency towards an offender or an enemy, toward an offender or an enemy, means to be clement, to show clemency. From the word clement, we'll learn another word, a word that we hear a lot in my part of the world where I live, in New England area, during the winter times. During the winter times we have too many snowstorms, power goes out, and we have tons and tons of snow, 2 feet of snow on the ground and so forth, and the schools are shut down because of the bad weather. And bad weather in my part of the world, when they have bad weather and they shut down the school, they will say that they are shutting down the school due to inclement weather. In here is the prefix, which means not, and clement here is the suffix. Clement here is the suffix, which means mild or merciful. So when they speak of inclement weather, it simply means a weather that is not mild, weather that is not nice, weather that is harsh, something that is severe. It can also be taken to mean, literally, to mean stormy, and we would say inclement weather. Instead of saying bad weather or nasty weather, or you go to the school website, they would not say the school is being shut down today, the school is not opening today because of yucky weather. They would say we are not opening today due to inclement weather, bad weather, harsh weather conditions. Do I want to stop here or do I want to keep going? Let's stop here. Tomorrow we'll start out our day with learning 3 or 4 words, which will all mean the same thing. All of these 3-4 words that we're going to learn tomorrow, they will all mean a disaster, a devastating situation, a huge disaster, or something of that nature. We'll learn those words tomorrow. I don't want to start them today because if I do one, I have to do all the others because they're all related. 3 or 4 words, as I said. We'll learn them tomorrow. That was it for today. Okay, the idea is to learn few words every day, and gradually, day by day, week by week, you will see a marked improvement in your vocabulary, in your ability to express yourself better. You understand? And if you're preparing for any of these exams here, TOEFL, SAT, GRE, GMAT, you will see a marked improvement in your score, because you will be able to understand more on the exam, because these words appear all the time on this exam. SAT, GRE, GMAT, so forth. If you just type in vocabulary words for SAT and then the day number, or type in GRE words and then day number, and it will pop right up. A given video, that is. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Bye now.